the white man trying to take over somebody
Culture
else's.
appropriation.
Yeah, exactly. I want my food served to me by an Asian person.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Jim from Baltimore's Best Podcast, Inappropriate. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Steve from Baltimore's Best Podcast. And we are Inappropriate with Jim and Steve.
So we kind of have this dual name going on.
Yeah.
You know, I love the name Baltimore's Best Podcast, and we are Baltimore's Best Podcast.
Yes.
But
it's like a title.
The problem with if we renamed ourselves Baltimore's Best Podcast and you search Baltimore's Best Podcast right now, it's all Ravens podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we would get buried in sports podcasts.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that.
So even though we are Baltimore's Best Podcast, we're Inappropriate.
Yes.
That's how we roll.
We have a huge show for you today.
We got a whole list of things we can get into. But first, what you got?
We are going to have an all meat episode. We're going to have things that people call their meat, things that are actual meat, and Britney Spears now looks like a bunch of meat because she burned her face.
I cannot wait to get into story number 2, Steve.
Story number 2 was made for the Inappropriate podcast.
I don't even know how I don't know about this, to be quite honest. But first, we always go but first here at Inappropriate.
Yes.
Since I'm a huge actor now, Steve.
Yes, big time actor.
Big time.
I'm glad Diddy's parties are over now because I wouldn't want to see Jim on there because then I would be associated with it as well.
Steve definitely stayed. Last year, I saw this and I wanted to be a part of it, and it just I didn't know how to go about it. When I saw it again this year, our friend Kyle Flickinger, who wrote and directed the short film that Steve and I was a part of, where we played Baltimore City police officers.
Yes. And I looked around very awkward. Looking for a criminal.
He was also putting together this team. And, I was like, hey, do you need somebody? He's like, yeah, jump on this team. So what it is every year you create a team, you sign up to be part of this 72-hour film fest. Mm-hmm. They give you parameters that you have to make a film and turn it in within 72 hours. To prevent anyone from getting a head start or having a script already made, they make you randomly select all these things that you have to incorporate in your film to make it even.
Kind of like Guy's Grocery Challenge.
I've never seen it.
When he's like,
I'm going to say no.
He's like, make me an Italian dinner, but you have to use squash. And then they do something else, and they got to pick like random shit.
Yes. Okay, so it's very similar to that. We selected a parallel storyline has to be included in the film.
Mm-hmm. When you say parallel storylines, you mean like two stories that are going on simultaneously that like meet?
They kind of have the same arc.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the other one was a non-linear timeline. Mm-hmm. The
like
easiest way to describe that,
like Reservoir Dogs,
like flashbacks. It had to be 6 minutes. I think 6 minutes and 30 seconds long with the credits at the end.
Oh, okay.
So they started writing at 9 p.m. They finished writing at 5 a.m. And then we had to meet in Boonesborough County.
Where the fuck is that?
It's exactly how it sounds. It's out there. And we had to be there at 9. So, of course, I had to leave my house about 7 because it was about an hour and 45 minutes. I got the script on the way there. You know, I'm pulling it up on my phone, like seeing my lines or whatever. And I was thinking, like, what are the odds that my scenes are first? You know, I got plenty of time. And then I walk in and Kyle goes, hey, we're going to do your scenes first.
He felt bad after Lieutenant Liam.
Yeah, maybe. Took 2 hours basically to set up the cameras for one shot. You know, like it's such a it's a long drawn out process. It's not very fun in the aspect of like, what do you think fun is? Like the fun comes from the next day when you're done, you can think back and go, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
But like in the moment, it's not very fun.
You're just standing there.
Okay. Everyone knows that I'm not big on karaoke.
Yeah.
Right? I pull up the script, and my opening scene is my character actually in the movie or the film was Shane. My best friend in the film, his name's Rich. Shane and Rich get done singing karaoke. And it was like, you son of a bitch. To wrap the story up, they got done filming, started at 9, got done filming at 12:30 midnight.
Oh, wow.
From 12:30 midnight straight to editing. And then once editing was done, they did color grading and then the sound. 8:59, they submitted it and see what happens.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
It was a lot of fun, but so fucking tiring.
The part that you're doing is fun when you actually do something.
Yeah, I got to get punched in the face. I get to choreograph that, and that.
Did you
fun.
play real poker? Like,
No.
was your hand already predetermined what you were gonna get?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually set that up because my buddy was supposed to get a bad beat. Let me get him the ultimate bad beat
4 aces
against 4 kings.
Yeah.
That's he lost, throws the chips everywhere, and I'm trying to calm him down, and then he punches me in a drunken rage.
How'd you do with the acting of getting punched in the face?
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, good.
I mean, of course, you do the magic of camera angles and things.
Yeah.
of that nature.
It's behind you. And
But
you're,
yeah, like I fell back over a chair, I was knocking over the lighting system.
it would have been another fucking 2 hours to
Right.
set that shit back up. After doing the one short film, it is amazing to me that movies get made. How hard that is.
Yes, the process.
And you just don't ever realize it. All you know is that this movie's good or this movie's bad. Like, you
Right.
watch it for that. Even if a movie is awful, there's someone that worked fucking so hard.
A team of people.
Yeah, a team of people that worked so fucking hard to get that to where it is, for you to hate it.
This little 6-minute film where we had just volunteers was over 40 people.
Yeah, you showed me the one picture, and I was just like,
It was an
so
insane amount of
fucking
people. I mean,
many.
there was maybe 8 of those were actors out of the 40. But the lighting, I mean, the amount of equipment is thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, the one lighting system over the poker table, it took 6 people to mount it. Like, it's insane.
Now, with did the festival provide you guys with the equipment?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
It's all your own, volunteers, whatever. Mm-hmm. And just Kyle just knows, people that do lighting and
Yeah,
like,
it's just enough
they have a
people.
company, a lighting company and like all the gaffers.
Did you and you couldn't pay for anything?
No, it all had to be volunteer.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you win.
Yeah. That and if I do, I'll tell you. And if
you don't,
if
tell
we don't
me
win,
too.
I'll never
You'll
I'll
never
never bring
mention
this
it
up
again.
again.
Let's get into a little story.
I'm actually hearing these for the first time with you guys listening. He hasn't given me any info other than the titles for these, so I am itching at my pants.
And I gave Jim the title because the title it's a good title. It tells the whole story. Man amputates penis with an axe after consuming mushrooms. Try to say this word.
Psilocybin.
All right. All right. Psilocybin mushrooms. So from the story, it says that they're used to help, the scientists are seeing if they can use these kind of mushrooms to help cure depression.
They're just the mushrooms everybody takes.
Oh, okay.
The magic mushrooms.
Yeah, they are called magic mushrooms.
They're the magic mushrooms. They're just the psilocybin is the active ingredient within. It's what makes you trip.
So, all right. So, a 37-year-old man consumed a large quantity of magic mushrooms, and the man suffered from depression and alcohol abuse. Decided that it would be a good idea to chop his penis off with a fucking axe.
I want a new drug.
Yeah.
So,
Wonder if it was flaccid.
God, because all the blood goes there.
I mean, it's amazing he didn't die.
Now, axes aren't known for clean chops.
Unless it's brand new and sharpened. Like if you just go out your woodshed and you just get a rusty old axe, yeah. Like you might be able to chop a piece of wood. But
Yeah, and I don't think that this guy's mindset, he was probably like, let me make sure I grab the fucking...
keeping his axes sharp.
Keeping his axes sharp. This man gets rushed to the hospital. They were able to reattach his penis.
Detachable penis.
They rush him to the hospital, penis in hand, 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 and
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
yeah, and it's covered in snow and dirt.
If it says he was rushed to the hospital, so that means either one of two things. Either he wasn't alone, so somebody could have stopped him from chopping off his own penis, or he came to real quick.
So what's weird is like when you take mushrooms, if you're depressed when you take them, there's a thing called Klinger syndrome, which makes people more likely to self-mutilate when they take mushrooms.
Okay.
So it's actually been studied that fucking people want to chop their own fucking body parts off. So what happened is he chops his penis off. Then he tied the penis to a piece of cloth so that he didn't fucking lose it and put it in a jar with snow. And then decided to go find help. Because I feel like once you cut your cock off, like you're probably like, yeah, like you
come down
have to
real
realize it's a bad idea like the second after you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
High is over.
yeah, I know. It's instantly sober right away. So when he goes into the hospital, they're able to save the glands. Do you know what the glands are of your penis?
Aren't they the things that fill up with blood to make you erect?
So it's the tip of your penis is the glands.
Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't know. I was just going to say the answer, hoping you knew if it was the right.
Okay.
The right. They were able to save that and 2 centimeters of his penile shaft because the other sections were too damaged to be repaired. When you hear the word centimeters,
You don't want that associated with the penis.
You don't want you want your penis in inches. And how many centimeters are there in an inch? 10, I think, right?
No, you're talking about millimeters. I think there's 4 centimeters in an inch.
4 centimeters in an inch?
Maybe 3.
Well, let's look it up.
It's not 8 or 10.
Oh, 2.5.
Okay, sounds close.
So he's got now he has a penis head and about
1 inch.
Yeah, about
Almost an inch.
Well, yeah, about half an inch. Because he had
3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, 3/4 of an inch of a fucking penis.
Now imagine if he had just massive hog.
Yeah, and he just was fucking chopping away, fucking trying to chop down that tree.
But now he has this massive head. It actually looks like a mushroom.
Yeah.
He's got to look down and be reminded that every day.
Every day. He's got to go look at it.
There's a little toadstool down there.
So,
that was a good joke.
You have to be mad at yourself for the rest of your fucking life.
Sure.
Because you're like, here I am. I had this thick, beautiful hog. Now I got a toadstool.
I got a little turtle head poking out.
Now I have a button.
But I wonder, like, it's never done, right? So I feel like now he is on the radar for doctors, right? So he is guinea pig number 1 to be able to. Doctors always want to take it to the next level. So I wonder if they have some sort of thing. They're like, hey, we can stretch this out. You know, you might need a couple more surgeries, but
like where they like break your leg and then
they stretch it out. But I mean, like, hey, you know, because they can take they take your big toe skin or something, something weird, or like start ballooning up part of your thigh and then use that skin. You know, I mean, I've seen that before.
Yeah, and then just try to make it longer for him because,
right?
God, part of me kind of hopes he had a small thing
like John Bobbitt. You know what I mean? Like, can't he just crank his up with like a button? A Bobbitt joke. If you're not 40 years old, you probably or more, you don't know Bobbitt.
I know. Well, you got our demographic. So.
Yes.
Part of me is like, did he get it all in one swing? Because
do you think you have enough in you for 2?
Like, what do you do? Like, it's just like hanging there. I guess if it was me and I hit it and then I'm like this, it's not all the way off. I'm like this. Yeah, that was a fucking bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it dangle.
Right.
It's
I
like
want to keep
tickling
it.
the inside part of your thigh.
If you were so effed up that you didn't realize it's a bad idea until the second swipe, I mean, like, come on.
What? It's never gonna look normal again.
No.
The only solace I can give him is that penises are kind of ugly to begin with anyway.
Sure.
So
Sure.
and they all look fucking weird.
You don't want to be on the bottom scale of that weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like his penis is now like half an inch long and has a big thick head. And it looks like a mouse, like a mouse for your computer.
Won't choke you, but you get a mouthful. All right, moving on.
Our next story. This is an election year, and immigration is a big topic.
They're eating the dogs.
I don't think that's the biggest issue that we need to do because we're trying to keep jobs in the United States.
Big on jobs.
Yeah. And if people are bringing things that could put other people out of jobs from the United States, that's
We gotta crack down.
That's a bad thing, right?
Bad things.
So in Texas at the U.S.-Mexico border, they confiscated 700 pounds of Mexican bologna. From a woman trying to smuggle it into the United States. Total, she had 748 pounds of bologna.
What would be funny if it was on her person?
Yeah. So not only with her bologna, she had 748 pounds of bologna, 280 boxes of undeclared prescription medication, and $7,600 in concealed currency were confiscated by Border Patrol.
You know what's weird is that the prescription pills make sense. You smuggle them.
Yeah.
And then some deli owner was like, hey, why don't you take this 700 pounds of bologna across the fucking border?
What is up? Why is Mexican bologna so good?
And bologna, you got to eat it soon. So she already had a buyer, and that buyer had to have already had customers lined up. Bologna ages like turkey. You got about a week.
Yeah. She only declared that she had a cooked meal with her. And they were like, you're bringing in a lot of shit
I'm hungry.
for one cooked meal. And they did a second inspection. So I'm not saying she was the brightest bulb in the box because it's pretty obvious you gotta. And then they find fucking 700 pounds of fucking bologna in your shit. Like, what are you doing with that?
That's what I mean. Like, as soon as she gets across the border, you got Mario's deli owner is waiting to fucking throw it in his cooler truck.
Fucking line all the way down the street. Now, I'm wondering what's wrong with Americans and bologna.
Yeah. I mean, all my ham's imported.
And then here's, just so you know, here's a picture of all the bologna lined up.
That's 700 pounds of bologna.
Yeah. It's about,
You could hide that in a couple duffel bags.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking duffel bags. I mean, they each look like they're about 2 feet long.
Yeah.
And there is probably about 45
That might
rolls.
be United States' entire supply of bologna because I don't know anybody that likes bologna.
I don't fucking.
It's not even a real meat.
Yeah.
It's like processed something or another meat.
Now, so she gets caught.
Shout
with this,
out if you hate bologna.
And the reason Mexican bologna is illegal for the United States is because they're not sure what animal it could come from. So
I mean, I'm not convinced that I know
be a
what animal United States bologna comes from.
yeah, I don't know. It just could be a chupacabra.
Shit, that's a delicacy. Give them tubers.
Now, going into another people that love their meat. In Georgia, a nursing home was rocked the other day.
To its core.
Rocked to its core by a bloody knife fight over a can of stolen Vienna sausages.
I could see that happening. I haven't worked in office in a long time, but my lunch was stolen once.
Yeah.
And there was rage inside of me. I could see.
You can see, and especially like if you're in a nursing home, like
You're on a fixed income
you got nothing but time on your hands.
and you live with these people.
Yeah.
So you already got you already have your suspects.
Yeah, it's kind of like in prison when if someone steals your sausages, tomorrow they might steal your shoes.
Right, you can't be a bitch about it.
Tomorrow they might steal your Ovaltine or your
Right.
insurer. So
There's no end in sight.
It's a slippery slope. And you don't want to go down that slope, so you got to fucking stand up for yourself.
Yep.
Two residents of this nursing home get into a fight, and one stabs the other one in the fucking chest with a knife.
Was it a butter knife? Because I don't think they give those old people sharp ass knives.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Their skin is so thin anyway.
I know. Old people's skin is really fucking like paper.
Paper thin.
So yeah, one stabbed the other one, and it just they first started in a verbal altercation, and then it just fucking escalated.
And this was Vienna sausage.
Vienna sausages, like in the little can,
Yeah.
in the little can, with the jelly all around it.
These old people, man, they eat some weird shit.
They just fucking get mad about fucking.
I mean, old people are angry anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're just,
Do you think they yell racial slurs when they do it? Because that's another thing old people tend
Oh
to do.
yeah, the N word probably flies off the handle.
I know. They're give me back my sausages, you N.
Or if it was Asian, you got. I mean, especially if they were a veteran. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
yeah.
the slurs they just come flying.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about my grandfather? About what he said one time to a Chinese delivery man?
No.
We're at my grandparents' house and they order Chinese takeout. It gets delivered and my grandfather opens the door and then the guy hands him the bag. He snatches the bag out of the hand and slams the door in his face. And I was like, Pop, why did you do that? He's like, that son of a bitch tried to shoot at me in fucking Korea, so I ain't paying him no fucking mind.
Oh God, it's wrong. Let's go on record. I just say it was a different error. They had a reason to dislike certain people.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been wrong reason, but now you would never think of that. Like, it's just not something you think about to do.
Yep. Yeah.
Not even, I don't have to hide it. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it never
think about
crosses my mind. Like if I walk next to a person of any Asian ethnicity, or I'm just like, go about my business.
I will say this though. If I go to an Asian restaurant or an Indian restaurant or a Jamaican restaurant, whatever it is, if I see a white guy cooking, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I have like reverse racism.
Yeah.
Like I don't want some white guy cooking my food in an Asian restaurant or something.
Yeah. When I go into an Asian restaurant, I want to see a fucking little boy doing his homework. As soon as
his entire family is cooking, making dinner.
His entire family works there. He gets off of school and he's got to sit there, and for the rest of the day, he fucking is doing his homework. If that's how you know that Chinese restaurant
is going to be solid, yeah,
fucking awesome,
right?
I don't want to see some fucking white guy.
No, I don't want to see me behind the counter.
Yeah,
thanks for coming in. Like no,
yeah, like
I don't want to even understand what they're saying.
That's why I don't go to P.F. Chang's, because I feel P.F. Chang's is just the white man trying to take over somebody
culture
else's.
Appropriation.
Yeah, exactly. I want my food served to me by an Asian person.
All right, well, we didn't get canceled last week, but we will get canceled this week.
Yeah.
Our hearts were in the right place in the beginning of that conversation.
Yeah, they really were, and then it just took a fucking weird turn. So,
Moving on. With our favorite pop star.
This pop star not on Diddy's list.
I mean, good.
Does it make kind of sense?
It does, because she was in a conservatorship. She wasn't allowed out.
Yeah. Like if she was on there, like I feel like they probably could have talked her into fucking anything. Literally.
Yeah, of course we're talking about Britney Spears. I don't know the story, but I know the headline. Steve, give it to us.
Britney Spears singed her hair, eyebrows, and eyelashes off in a scary fireplace accident. Her quote was, "My face was on fire."
If you follow her on Instagram, which I do, it's the weirdest Instagram
Yes.
ever.
Because it's always that weird, she does all those videos of her dancing.
In the same exact spot.
Yeah,
And
and
they're
it's
the
kind
same
of like
dance.
this weird angle. It's like down, kind of
Yes.
like someone very tall is holding the.
I mean, it's just, I'm sure she just has a ring light.
She has it up too high
Yeah. No, I agree. It's
because her forehead looks so big
Yeah.
all the time,
yeah. And
and she does weird dances. Like they're not sexy.
no, they're not anything. They're not even in rhythm. They're like, I don't know if she's making them up on the spot. But like, so you live with her. Obviously, that camera hasn't moved in
Yeah.
years. It's been in the same spot. That's her dancing spot.
Yeah,
You come home, where's Brittany? Oh, she's downstairs fucking dancing. And like by herself.
yeah.
Nobody else in the videos. And her eye makeup is kind of always runny. You know, like it's
It
like,
really is.
it's too heavy.
Like she's been crying.
Yeah, and then she's
Or
just
just
dancing
sweat.
it off. Like I love Britney, but God, she is just weird. And I get it. Everyone is, the whole world has done this to her.
Yep. So 4 years ago, she burned down her gym in her house by lighting candles and then forgetting about them. So, which I think's weird. Like, was it for the smell or was it for ambiance?
You never know with her.
Yeah. Then recently, she was trying to light her fireplace.
It's summer, Like,
yeah,
you know-
she lives in Las Vegas.
right? You don't need a fireplace.
Yeah. She wanted to let everyone know that fireplaces are really dangerous. And she tried to. What I don't understand is Britney Spears, no way has a fireplace that she puts wood in.
No,
Guaranteed has those fucking blue rocks.
right? You turn it on with a switch, probably.
Yeah, there's a switch on the wall, but she stuck her head into it, and when it turned on, it fucking burnt her face up.
Oh my gosh, the fuck. This is why she needs a handler. You know what I mean? Like her dad might not be that bad of a guy. He's seen some shit we didn't see yet.
Yeah, and he
and trying to
wanted
save
take-
her from herself.
and he just took his fair share. I guess he felt like,
I mean,
but yeah, because all this stuff has happened with her, burning her face off, burning her gym down, like after the conservatorship ended.
yeah, when they gave her matches back, she was allowed to handle fire, and she can't even handle it.
Yeah, the only thing she does all day is just fucking stand there and dance like fucking Wednesday from.
And then she'll write this paragraph of this like encrypted diss for somebody that she knows, but like doesn't let the public know who she's talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's always just like, you burned me for the last time. Oh, well, she's talking to her fireplace.
Yeah.
But like, you did me wrong. You know who you are. Like, and it's just, like, it has nothing to do with, you know what I mean? Like it's just ranting. You know what? I would like to take Britney out and just get her, have a normal day. Let's just drink a couple beers and do normal shit. Go play putt-putt, whatever the fuck normal people do. And then just go home. Don't post about it.
Do you think if you took Britney Spears to Old Pro in Ocean City to play putt-putt, would people know who she is?
I'm sure nowadays you can do whatever. And the crazy thing is, as normal and like whatever is like, say, for instance, putt-putt, she'd probably have the time of her life because she's never got to do normal shit ever.
Yeah.
Like really ever.
She's just always been in the fucking spotlight. She's trapped in that fucking house, just dancing in that one spot all day long.
I have heard, this isn't just for Britney, but I have heard that the year somebody gets famous, that is the year they stop mentally aging.
It's like when the people are addicted to drugs, they say the same thing.
It might
Yeah.
affect the brain the same way, And that's why like child and teen stars always have these fucking weird problems.
Yeah. Poor Britney Spears.
But thanks again, everybody, for hanging out, and we will hopefully not miss another week. I mean, we're back on our stretch. Like I feel like we have this warehouse like 0 days of any injuries, 1 day. Now we're like 2 weeks without a skip.
Yep.
Follow us on the socials and share the podcast. For Baltimore's Best Podcast, I'm Jim.
I'm Steve.
And this is Inappropriate signing off.
See ya.